In terms of registering as an entity, I did that in 2007. I started dancing in 2000. So in 2007, it became an entity. So I needed a journey to know exactly how I was going to fit it all as a corporate entity. So I did that in 2007. Then in 2014, between 2014 and 2016, I decided that we're going to become a bigger entity. So I started registering Alájòótà, the fitness.
And the Yanga.
Yanga, because I know that Yanga is swag.
How did you start? How did you even bear the idea even way back in school?
Agents say you're a leader of
Tomorrow,
but then I would look at those people, they told us that when we were in there. We were
10, 20, 30, 40, and they're still there.
So yes, I had a lot of energy and I wanted to do things a certain way and I was rude here and I was doing that. Eventually, I was fired.
Were you able to use any of your knowledge in promoting your business?
It's so complicated because I'm such a multifaceted person. I mean, we started in England, Good Hair started in England. Eventually, had to open something in Nigeria.
All hair is processed. You cannot take hair from a donor and put it into your head.
Once you're a public figure, you become a target.
Look at all the companies we started. We have board members from Nigeria, but also from around the world because we want to build world-class companies that outlive us.
Welcome to Omon's Couch, an entrepreneurship and career talk show where we help young entrepreneurs and professionals reach their full potential. My name is Omon, your darling host, and I'll be bringing you amazing guests who have seen it all to educate and inspire you with their story. Our guest today is a trailblazing dancer and creative visionary who has transformed the African dance industry, from breaking a Guinness World Record to founding multiple ventures. She inspires countless people by using dance as a tool for empowerment. She's none other than Dr. Kaffy Shafau, popularly known as Kaffy. Let's welcome her to Omon's Couch. Hi, Kaffy. I'm so happy to have you on Omon's Couch today.
I've been looking forward to it since we met. And
yes.
When I saw the videos of the former episodes, I was like, nah, this is a good platform to be on.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for honoring our invitation. I know you have been so busy. Yes. Wow, this lady wears so many hats. From being a creative, to being an entrepreneur, to being a motivator. So many things.
Fitness trainer,
yes,
wellness coach.
So many. In fact, you wear too many hats. I wonder how you actually juggle it all. I think today we're going to be hearing from you. We're going to be hearing the big brand called Kaffy, the dance maestro, the dance legend, the lady who turned dance into an entrepreneur, a viable venture for people. You gave sanity to that industry. You actually brought so much goodness, respect to the dance industry. And now people can come out and say, I am a dancer. I can dance. I can do this. And well done for breaking that glass ceiling. And I'm happy and proud that it's a woman who actually made that happen. Over 2 decades ago. Over two decades ago. Yes. Well done. So now we want to hear the story. The real authentic story of how you chose to do dance.
Wow.
From the beginning.
From the beginning?
Yes.
I'm not sure we have enough time or space, or have that space, which is the reason why I wrote a book called Alájòótà. And in Yoruba, Alájòótà is a word that usually is used to insult you. You understand?
I read it.
Like saying Ashawo.
Yes.
So Alájòótà is almost like, you're using dance to sell yourself kind of thing. But I was like, literal meaning is Alájòótà, one who uses dance as a business. Ta is to sell. Alájò, that means I one who. So I was like, yeah, literally that's what I am, but I'm going to change the narrative. It all began, everybody has the humble beginning or childhood story where, yes, I do love to dance as a kid, but I never thought I would take dancing as a career. I was not one of those kids that if you asked at 8, what do you want to be when you grow up, I would tell you dancer. You know? I just felt it was something that I already am. It's something that you go to birthday parties, everybody goes to sit down just to watch you dance and all of that, because my parents were like socialites, so they were always into parties, getting a lot of celebration in our homes. We invite a lot of top artists and all of that. So yeah, it's entertainment is in the family.
Okay.
Right? But as I grew older and the family dynamics kind of like, got dysfunctional, because my parents got divorced. You know, life happened, and we were made to stay with one parent, which was our mom, and we were separated from our dad for quite a bit, almost a decade.
Wow.
Yeah. So in the journey of going through that, one of my major focus was education. I just wanted to be educated. I am that child that I just feel like the power to become who I am lies in how much knowledgeable I can be, and I don't want to be a doormat to anybody, you know, even as a child. And I always had the back of my mind that whole idea of girl child ended in the kitchen thing. Even from a childhood, I never thought I was that. I felt there's a purpose for me in this earth, and I will fulfill it.
Amen.
So dance came from a place of rebellion against the status quo, really. It was the idea of, I just looked around the world. Growing up between 10 and 12, I thought to myself, if I want to be anything, I want to be a solution. That's what I thought. I don't just want to be anything because that's going to make mommy proud or that's going to make daddy proud. Being alive should make you proud. You understand? I don't need to perform to be valuable, you know, even though that's the state of mind that the average African home positions us, and that makes us become overachievers, people pleasers, and so many other traumas that we had to fight growing up. So for dance, it was just a matter of, why would anybody think that a child that is a doctor, lawyer, engineer is more valuable than a child that is in broadcasting, entertainment, sports, dance, or like it was like this, arts in general. Like society just ostracizes them and say these people are more valuable than these people. It didn't work for my childlike mind. I feel God created all of us like Him in His image, and despite the human hierarchy system that has been developed, there is honor anywhere we are. The person recording us right now behind the screen is honorable. He's doing something that he loves. Because of him or her, we can tell our stories. So why would you say that person is less important than a hairdresser, for instance, who's making us really look beautiful, or a makeup artist is not somebody, but you use her every day to show off to your friends, or a barber is saying less off, but a lot of men cannot go 2 weeks without cutting their hair, and even vibing with the barber who probably understands him more than anybody else. So there's value to humanity, and that was the whole point. Then life now started doing its own, because despite me pursuing my academic journey, that was interfered a lot by the inconsistency of the financial stability that my mom could bear. So I was homeschooled a lot by myself. I get books, I photocopy books from my rich friends, and went to JAM office, went to all these educational districts to get the curriculum so I can study at home. So most of my GS2, GS3 is at home. Then I'll go to school, do SS1, do exam, come back, SS2, no money, go to SS3, do exam.
Wow.
That's
that must have been very tough.
Yeah, so I can do 1 term SS1 here, then I use 2 terms at home, and do 2 terms SS1 here, and do 1 term at home. That's basically how it was. And also because if I don't go this term, then my sister can go next term. So we're just like, and that's how I got to educate myself until I ran away from my mom to my uncle's house.
How old were you?
16 at that time. Because I found out that now that I'm a mother, I can understand what she went through. I think she psychologically broke down from the separation, and she just couldn't cope any longer. But at that time, as a child, I see your mother as is this your mother? Is it the one that gave birth to me? You just want to run away. Because I looked at it from a perspective of, if I don't do something, something will do me.
Wow.
You know, and I was getting to that age in life where
you're getting more aware.
So there's no, you get to a point in your life, there's no excuse that my mama no or my papa no, or it's going to be just about you. And I felt that it was one of the most difficult things to do, to run where you don't even know where you're going.
Exactly.
Do you get what I'm saying? And you don't know, some people run and run into terrible people, but I was blessed by God to run to a friend of hers who saw the situation and hid me in her home. So even though my mom was looking for me, guessed I could be there, I didn't come out. So I was hiding in the wardrobe.
Wow.
Yeah. Till that phase went out, then I had to go and seek my dad's family. That I have family. Because of the way we were raised, you know, this old private, you know, just in your compound kind of thing. We don't know where anybody is really when the separation occurred. But thank God, the lady I stayed with happened to have my uncle's son's contact. And they knew where my grandparents' home were. That's how I got there. Finally, I got to my uncle's house, and that was another journey of life really started. So it was pretty much that kind of getting to find myself a space where I can become that thing. And even when I got there, my uncle started helping us with our education. And somewhere around all of that, there was some internal family conflict that was not even supportive. The fight to become, because you know that family dynamics where now only our own children need to
go to school,
you understand, or get to a certain height. We will look down on you and put you in a position that will make it more difficult. So at some point, I just said to myself, you know what? If everything is not working, one thing has been working for me: dance.
Okay, so you had actually started dancing all this while?
No, I was dancing in front of my mirror.
Oh, okay.
I was dancing for therapy. I was dancing not to lose myself. I was dancing to pull through those nights that the trauma visits me mentally, psychologically, spiritually. I just danced, and that was it. So I only had dance and prayer, really. So that was what I was using to pull through. So when the final blow of educational final blow, where I went back to school after a long, you know, those are long strikes, and you're not trying to be registered, and the next week you're looking for all your documentation that you hear that somebody burnt it all. And I'm like, okay, you know what, it's okay. I'll just take on this dance thing, and I'll use whatever education I have, and I'm going to use it to support that. Because on the side at that time, I did fitness at the stadium for free, and I started getting top clientele. Because they were like, I prefer this version of workout where I feel free from stress. Somebody said my back is no more hurting me. Somebody said I feel better today. Somebody said I feel sexier today. And I was like, okay, this is impactful. This is what I really want to do in my life. Anything that will make humanity happy. So if the dream of being an aeronautic engineer doesn't work,
I was going to say that. Do people actually know that your dream was to become aeronautic engineer?
Some people don't know.
I don't think people know.
So that's why people get confused when I walk into a room and I speak the way I speak, and I walk the way I walk, and I talk the way I talk about dance. They think I deserve to be in a bigger profession. I was like, that is an insult to the art of dance, because before man could speak, he moved. You understand? One of the oldest form of communication is movement, gesticulation. Dance carries so much more than we think. We are limited by the mindset of entertainment and music videos. Dance is used for a lot of corrective things in our life. Dance is used for mental health illness. Dance is used for promotion and advertising. Dance is used in fashion. Dance is used in film. There is no sector of the economy that dance doesn't work. And that's what my knowledge and my education has been able to bring a lot of people to that awareness. That's why the commercial value of dance today, I was able to be a pace setter in letting people understand how that works. So from not paying anything to dancers, now we earn millions.
Yes, I know.
Doing what we do. Yes, we've not tapped all the areas, but we've done well enough to be able to be seen as a force to reckon with, at least in the entertainment industry majorly. So yeah, it's been a long, long journey. But it's been worth it.
And you have done this by yourself? Would I say you've done this by yourself? Because I mean, in 20 years ago, I'm sure, based on even your story, nobody was there to really support you. Did you have anybody helping you, supporting you, even encouraging you, even if not monetary, saying this is good, you can?
I feel God blessed me with pockets of people that I recognize.
Okay.
You know, there's a time when you have one huddle. God might just use somebody. And because I'm very aware, I'm very aware of God. The people, I don't play with God. I'm very aware of God since I was 5. So when people come into my life, I'm aware of what they came to do. So some people at their moment, maybe they could just be with me for 2 weeks, but I know God positioned them there for that moment. Maybe just for me to get a place to sleep. Somebody else I meet on the way, I help you out. I'm like, oh, you're such a nice girl. I can do that for you. And that's how God has been helping and nurturing the journey. So there were people, my sister and brother are there. They were strangers that I don't know from anywhere who just helped me. My first ever major gig in the entertainment industry was given to me by someone who has not even seen me dance before. Just looked at me and said, "You can dance, right? You know what? I'm gonna promote you to the just called MTN. Yeah, I have the best choreographer." I said, "I've not choreographed even dogs before. I have the best choreographer in this world. You know, she's lit. You gotta use her." I was like, okay. So I had to do my first presentation, write a proposal, and do all of that for a gig that MTN was sponsoring that year. And this was done, this recommendation was brought by a total stranger.
Wow.
Who just loved my ethics while I was at a music video. I was like, I love the way you're conducting yourself. I love the way you're involved in trying to help the artists and all of that. I've never seen that. So that's why I tell a lot of young people that don't take advantage of every moment you're given to serve, especially when you think no one is looking. it's a seed. It
Yes.
will always like germinate
People,
on
yes,
its own. Yeah.
that's true. People are watching,
Yes,
even at that
always
very young. In fact, it's more then than even when
Sis,
you grow.
always watching.
Yeah.
Almost all my major deals, when I get an opportunity to speak to those who were in the rooms when I wasn't, they tell me, I saw you when, I saw you during. So these are not people that I interacted with directly. The people who were watching, who were given the privilege to see me do something that sparked their heart at that time. Maybe at that time they were not even MDs. Then one day they became, and they're like,
yes.
if there's anybody that represents this,
It's
let's
this
look for
person we
Kaffy.
call.
Yes.
Okay, beautiful story, and I'm sure we haven't even scratched the surface. I need to ask you, at the time when you started dance, did you at any point in your mind feel that this would be something that would actually generate income? Did you know the impact you're actually creating, both from the social, economic, you're actually turning things around. People could now see that dance could actually be something that could be respected, could be credible, could actually bring money. Did you at any point in time actually see that happening, even in the early days?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
I wanted to build an empire. I didn't believe that there's nothing I cannot build. I told myself, until a dancer drives a Rolls Royce or a Maserati out of my company, then I'm not going to quit.
Wow.
Because I understand what it is. Humanity is all about demand and supply and solution. Once you're a solution, you'll definitely thrive.
So even far back then, you could see that far as young as you were?
I never thought, that was why people thought I had a dance group. I don't have a dance group. I was the first registered dance company. I envisioned to be a 4,500 company 20 years ago. So it wasn't, I was not shooting in the dark to hope that I blew. No. I wasn't aiming for fame. Fame found me doing what I needed to do. So I always tell people, if you try to blow, you blow away. You have no...
If that's your focus.
Like, you can't focus on that. Fame is a byproduct, you know, and it doesn't even guarantee anything, really, because some people are very great and not famous, and people are very famous and not great. You understand? We have a lot of that nowadays. So many famous people with empty mindsets. Only they are creating vanity and redirecting the minds of the youth in ways that are not even helping the society.
Exactly.
Yeah, but they do what they got to do. Our own is just to create a balance. We cannot eradicate evil, but sure we can balance it out. Now, good should just do what it needs to do for us to thrive,
Exactly.
for the world to be balanced. So I saw it, and that's why I tell people, you need to see it to manifest it. If you can't see it, you can't do it. The only problem people do is that they want to see it and know how. You don't need to know how. I don't know how. If you ask me plenty how, I'll tell you I don't know how. A lot of things just became, but I trusted in the fact that I am not ordinary. And I sat on that, despite a lot of things happening
Around
enough to
you,
say, don't do it, or you're wasting your time. Because there was a lot of misogynistic, experiences. There were a lot of being sexualized, objectified. But I had to ride above all of that, and with God's protection, I am not a victim of any abuse or sexual abuse or whatever. Yes, I've experienced opportunities that could have led to that, but God gave me an opportunity to also ride above that, and even get some of those people that could have abused me to even respect me eventually, and say, you know what, she's not of that kind. So I always let people know.
So you're
that.
a child of grace, obviously.
So much of a child of grace.
So,
I'm not perfect.
Yes.
I make my mistakes and all of that, but my mistake doesn't come with intentionally. The reason why I'm able to summarize my principles and my philosophies is because I went through a lot, and I've made mistakes as well. It's just that there are certain mistakes that I would not just do. You understand?
Yes.
So I value my body a lot. So I'm not the type that would just give it to Tom, Dick, and Harry. Yeah, I don't judge those that do it. You probably have a process you're going through. God will help you through it. But so in that aspect, I'm not all over the place. In a lot of areas of my life, I'm not all over the place, even till today. Even as famous as I am, I'm still not all over the place. I just try to be me, It can be very tempting to be pulled in and drawn in by all the distractions that the world has and certain boxes they want to put you in because of certain phases you've accomplished in life. So people are saying, okay, now that you're here, this is what you should be able to be doing. This is how did you own. This is what you should get. And I'm like, nah, it doesn't resonate with me in my spirit. So I know God hasn't allocated that time for me to be that yet. And if I don't desire it, I don't pursue it. You understand what I'm saying? My desire, sometimes, especially when you are healed, there's a new trajectory to what you desire and how you look at life. There's a way, it's just different. And me being a mother just makes it, it's just a lot that is not the same anymore.
I think for me, what I've seen about you and what I've heard you say, you actually have your own identity. And it's a strong personality. So you don't get swayed very easily, regardless of what's happening all around you and all the noise and all the activities. You stay true to your authentic self, which is a gift. Not many people have that.
But the devil tried. Yes, the devil tried. There's always a weak point. But right now, I have a different perspective towards
those weaknesses.
The weaknesses. I think there were opportunities. And all the scenarios that allowed that area to be a portal to penetrate and almost break me was where God wanted to strengthen. You know, while Satan thought he really wanted Christ to be on the cross to die, he didn't know that he was doing
the favor to the world
for salvation. So that is the perspective I'm owning it all right now. I'm owning my shadows. I'm owning my light. I'm owning all my experiences, and I'm grateful for everybody that did the wrong, as much as I appreciate those that have done the right things by me, because they've led me to where I am now. I am even very optimistic. I look forward to who I am being. You know, I'm almost becoming teary-eyed. Because if not for those dark moments, I don't even think who I am becoming will be valuable for humanity as much as who I was. So I'm grateful to God before those things happened. So I'm grateful because being a victor over your circumstance is hope for humanity. It's hope for those that will see me, hear me, who will be led by me, who my light, whether directly or indirectly. Also for my kids, you understand how not to be the kind of parent that would put me in a situation where they'll be in my situation. I want to be I want to parent them differently from the way I was parenting. And I've also got to learn that my parents didn't know any better either. So I had to learn to forgive them, to say, okay, no, you didn't know. If you knew better, you would have done better. And even from my own mistakes, I also had to stop the self-criticism, because the more aware, the more driven, the more visionary you are, the harder you are on yourself.
Yes.
Because you've told yourself, I know I can do this, what to do. You can't afford. You can't. So I have also been one of the biggest critics of myself.
I can imagine.
And that tears me down really badly. And I've learned to embrace my inner child and say, look, it's okay.
For those who like perfection, I think, which is where you sit, and those who like to continue to do more, I see that in you as a person, as a personality. The biggest critic of yourself is you. And it's good that you have actually made, I mean, this is not a counseling session, but it's good that you're sharing that you have actually talked to yourself and said, I don't have to beat myself this much. I need to bring out my inner self, with my inner child self, which would be subtle to myself, so that I can actually live a normal and purposeful life. So which is beautiful. So now, you know, you have done something extremely extraordinary. You've broken so many glass ceilings in terms of dance. Let's look at it even as dance. You made people believe, I mean, I've said it before, I'm saying it again, that this is something to be respected. This is something that you could actually do. You've seen all the feedback that you've had over the time. This is 2 decades and still going. I won't even go into the, the recent information and things I know about you, but how does this make you feel? Knowing that you have paved the way for so many people with beautiful talents in the creative to actually have a voice. How does this make you feel?
First of all, I never look back. I just kept doing. There's a good to it and there's a bad to it. The good to it is it shows there's so much more inside of you. I'm not looking at, I tell you what I don't do, nah. But also, the bad in that is it doesn't allow you to appreciate yourself as much as you should. I think if there's one person that doesn't appreciate herself the most, it's been me. And I am in the phase of my life when I am looking back. Not because I'm trying to egoistically say, come and see what I've done, but to look at where I am and where I'm going, and to be guaranteed that there's been a God from the beginning. And that God still exists for now and for tomorrow. There's been a Kaffy that went through all of that, and that Kaffy is still here today. She's still here today. So for every time that I criticize myself or I look down on myself or somebody wants to put me down with their own projection, I look at the track record. When they want to hire you in a new space, they look at your track record.
Yes.
That is a track record.
And I don't think people know half of what I just found out about your track
A
record.
lot of people don't know. If I say, you're not saying much of it, I said, it is meant to come out.
It's mind-blowing, guys. If you see her CV, you will wonder whether you're still in Nigeria or in this world. It's amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, I got to see it and I was blown beyond words.
And that was not an updated one, actually.
I can imagine.
Yeah, so there's a lot. I'm just very grateful now. And like what I've been able to do for other people, I want to do more for myself.
No.
It's not about hard work. I'm in my soft girl era. I'm in my princess era.
Baby girl.
I want to know what that feels like. Because I believe that when I'm able to wield my full feminine energy potential, I will be able to do much more than I was. The Kaffy that became Kaffy was more in her masculine energy. That was survival mode Kaffy. What does queendom mode Kaffy have to offer the world? It's to defend.
I love the way you have classified yourself. It's really beautiful.
So being here through survival is even from now that I don't need to survive. I need to live. I need to thrive. I need to enjoy, and I need to bask in what it is that I am incubating. You understand? So all the caterpillars inside of me want to be butterflies. You understand? Let them fly, and I want to know what that feels like. And that's the era that I am in right now. What does that feel like? Yeah.
Beautiful. Now, from your Guinness World Record to pioneering dance as a business in Africa,
Yes, ma'am.
your career has been filled with incredible milestones, and just like what we have said, you broke out the glass ceiling for dance as a viable business. Amongst all your achievements, which of them do you cherish the most?
Being a mom.
Wow.
Yeah, I think that's what I cherish the most. I know it sounds cliche,
No, it's
but God did not give me Eliana and Sean. I think I would have been a shadow of myself. The children were a major significant expression of God's love towards me. I don't know who is parenting me or them. And I try so much not to put on them the weight of any neediness of love, but to allow love flow enough through me for them to see it and become that naturally. That's why if you spend just a few moments with my kids, you can just tell that they were raised in love, because love is in them. So Sean was God reminding me that he loves me. Eliana was God saying, I have not left you. You understand? And I respect them for who they are, because just watching them grow, they're individual people, they're not me.
Yes.
And I'm not trying to put me in them. I'm trying to guide them to blossom. So I'll say they're one of the biggest projects that I've not yet fully, I'm asking God to give me the tools to be better at being their custodian, but they also give me a different perspective towards life. And also they kind of like reinforce who I am from inside.
Yeah.
So they are reinforcing it. They are making me realize that, see who you are, see us. We're a product of who you are.
Yes.
We're a product of who you are inside.
I mean,
so that is it. So whatever it is that you want to call in that book,
yes.
it cannot overcome who they are showing me that I can become. So my greatest achievement is them, but in terms of career and all of that, you have not seen it yet. I've not seen my best. No.
Nah,
It's
you're still scratching the surface.
I've not.
Wow, with 4 major expressions of yourself. Yeah. How did you even get to align those expressions
together?
From the creative, the influencer, the coaching, the entrepreneurship.
The fitness,
so how did
the clothing brand and everything like that. They all needed each other.
Okay.
That's how I was able to incorporate them. So we're integrated before in one entity, because I provided all of that within the space that I was serving. So yes, I'm dancing, but as I'm dancing, I am working with Clarence Peters to bring ideas out together. I'm working with artists to groom them, to help them, like Tiwa Savage, like Davido, like Olamide, like Whiskey, like all of the P-Square,
a lot of them.
So yes, so I was part of the engine block of creating kings and queens. So the tools in my toolkit are beyond just the one that you see as an expression of a byproduct, which is I don't dance, finish. There are a lot of things that goes behind the scene that I am, and all of that found itself doing its work. So as I was growing as an entity, I realized that these things have to be registered separately. So integrated, I was called a Magneto Dance Company, where I offer all of these services as an all-in-one package.
Oh, at the beginning.
At the beginning.
Yeah.
It's an all-in-one package. A Magneto Dance Company, and I do charity on the side. But as we grew, each of those entities started getting their own demand heavily. So the costuming, because when I started, nobody was costuming dancers separately. So I now started costuming dancers, started costuming productions, started costuming sets. Before I knew it, I had to create a costume company.
Yeah.
You understand? Because you have to like pull out the middleman, because middleman makes the price go crazy. So I now started understanding how to make that, because from childhood, I always loved to knit and stitch things together. So it was just an expression that found its way out there
very easily.
Then from there, fitness and wellness, come on, dance, fitness and wellness, they work together. Without dance and fitness and wellness, the artists can be fit, you can be fit, the dancers can be fit, the world can be fit. That also found a strong way to stay, and because they all work together, it would just flow. Then like
choreography,
I said, the creative part of it, the creative direction, where I have to come up with creative solutions for clientele, either as artists or corporate entities. So for corporate entity, we want a corporate communication going out there, but we want to use dance, we want to use something artistic, something to do that. I have to sit down and think about it. Okay, what brand are you? What kind of brand are you? Okay, how do I get it to the masses? Or maybe you have a target audience that is maybe average, above the poverty line. That's probably, I mean that respectfully. I'm just saying there's the masses, there's the middle class, the high class, and stuff like that. So we need to know who your clientele are. And because I study a lot, so I understand marketing, advertising, digital marketing. I study.
Do you have
digital
any
marketing.
formal knowledge at any point in time for any of this
I do
expressions?
courses once in a while. I join mastermind groups. I pay heavily. I've paid $10,000 to be in a mastermind group before. So when it comes to knowledge acquisition, I don't joke.
Yes, I noticed.
So for me to be honored a doctorate degree twice is because I've been able to put who I am in a place whereby those that give the degrees are honoring me. So for me, that's a testament to how far the impact of who I am has gone in the area or the sector that I've been thriving at. So those are the reasons why those expressions started becoming a thing.
If you're enjoying this episode already, I want you to take a moment to please like this video, subscribe to our channel, and leave your aha moments in the comment section below. We would love to engage with you. Okay, let's get back to the show. What year were you able to, I mean, you started dancing, you started performing, you started doing things in the creative space. But at what point how many years later were you able to differentiate and put all the different expressions of yourself in their own buckets?
Okay, so in terms of registering as an entity, I did that in 2007. I started dancing in 2000. So in 2007, it became an entity, so I needed a journey to know exactly how I was going to fit it all as a corporate entity. So I did that in 2007. Then in 2014, between 2014 and 2016, I decided that we're going to become a bigger entity. So I started registering Alájòótà, the fitness.
And the Yanga,
because I know that Yanga is swag. So then I did Yanga. From Yanga, I also had, so I had Alájòótà, I had Yanga, I had the Magneto. So they're the three major ones. Then I added the Kaffy Foundation later, because I wanted to help a lot of people in that industry for education, scholarship, and health. Those were the focus there. Then after a while, I realized that, okay, I'm bigger than just dance. When people are limiting, when they see dance company, they think that's the only thing I do. I do much more. So I decided to create a bigger entity called the Kaffy Creative Agency, which is now under the holding company, Kaffy Incorporated. So Kaffy Incorporated is now the mothership. Kaffy Creative Agency.
So all these other companies are all thriving right now.
Yes, as we speak. They're all thriving, and they have all what they do.
I mean, there's proof to them, because if you see your job portfolio, it's mad. And just to be very brief, you may not want to talk about them. I could just, what I've seen, you've worked with most of the multinationals in Nigeria, international brands in outside the country. You've worked as corporate. We've worked with individuals like artists in Nigeria, even the ones outside the country, like Rowland. You worked with Ciara. You worked with so many of the big brands out there, even MTV Base. So people, I don't think people understand the length and breadth. I mean, I read the workload you have done. It's almost going to almost like 150 to 200 lines of big major gigs.
And there are more.
You know, and all this have the different expressions. So is either
Yes.
you're performing, you're a creative director, or you are doing it
Or
in
coaching,
yeah,
or
exactly.
development coach,
It's-
or fitness
it's
and wellness coach.
crazy.
Or so the beautiful thing is I'm a teacher, I'm a life teacher because I'm a life student. So all these expressions have areas where we get to impact the knowledge, get to serve, you understand, and get to grow the economy. So those are the three major aspects I look at. How do I impact you? How do we look at you? How do you look at like economically? And how do I develop you to become someone who can monetize who they are? And which is the reason why I've been able to create those entities the way they are lined up. It's a lot of work. It's not easy.
Yes, I'm just wondering, what time do you have? I mean, you've always had a family for the longest time.
Yeah.
So, and you still do. How have you been able to balance it all?
It's God.
Because every company is pulling into one country, one state, one continent. How are you able to?
It's not easy juggling it. You know, it's not easy juggling. I'll not lie to anybody that thinks it's easy. Sometimes one company suffers because of the other. But the good news is because they are an ecosystem, they always need themselves. So if the creative director is hired, the fitness trainer is working there too.
Okay.
The costume is also needed in that space too. Do you understand?
So everybody comes to.
Everybody
There are different
comes-
invoices. Let me put it.
Exactly. Now you get
Let me make it very specific.
Yeah, so
there are different invoices are going
yes,
in.
they're going in like that. Now you get the whole deal. So sometimes it comes from the fitness side. Then the creative director has to step in. Then the talent manager has to step in. Then the agency has to step in because they now need dancers to back up. So for every side of the ecosystem, there is a major part need. So 3, 4, 5 arms are always in need
at the same time. I can tell.
So that helps it create some
finishes
balance.
the entire
so
process.
the trick there is when you now want to grow one entity above just that space, that's when this work. Because now maybe I say, okay, now the fitness industry, I think it is getting a lot of oomph. I want to do something major in the fitness industry. So because of that, one area needs to calm down so that I can focus on the growth of that area. When I say calm down, doesn't mean it's not functioning, but it's not going to get my attention.
You won't be focused on it.
Yes, I need to say, okay, now I want to go here. So one of the things that has helped me get to that point where I can be a hydra-headed queen, I don't want to say monster, is technology. So I've been able to develop apps and platforms. So right now I have a platform called the Kaffyverse. Kaffyverse, now everything about Kaffy concerning teaching, coaching, learning from me, being empowered, goes to the Kaffyverse. In the Kaffyverse, we are developing a community for the creative minds to come there and build themselves. So I have what they call the Kaffy Boss Academy there.
Are you doing it with local or international?
International. I have like top brands, international brands that groom you in sales and marketing, public speaking, product launch, name them. Huge names that you know. Then what I'm also trying to do to bring it home is I've developed my curriculum for that space, but I'm also speaking to top leaders, like someone like you. I can come to you and say, you know what can we learn from you? I want your story. And your story could be focusing on human resources. How do you work with people when you are a CEO, a female CEO? Everybody has a unique story in that.
Definitely.
So I want to get your story. I want to get Ms. Alakija's version of that. I want to get Ngozi Ekwela as well as version from that. So we want to be able to get that so that the young people on the street can have a platform where they can get this knowledge and tap into whichever area you want to go.
Interest for them.
Of interest. Because guess what? The traditional university is going to fade out very soon. Online education is going to be the main thing. And you are going to be hiring people based on what they can do, not just paperwork. So the world is going into that part whereby we can actually access education anywhere we are. You understand? So we need to be prepared for that evolution. And I'm already...
You're already prepared.
Yes. So in terms of teaching, knowledge acquisition and all of that, I have a platform. In terms of fitness and wellness, I have a platform now that women can go on and 360 degrees, anything that has to do with their mind, body, and spirit, heal it there. Because it's easier to control things from a technology perspective, and I can reach millions of people at a go.
Yes,
because
with a touch of a button.
Yes, ma'am. Because I cannot be all over the
every
place
replicating yourself or giving the information out there.
Then, in terms of a hub where all of who I am can thrive with every other person's essence, is why we have what we call the Kaffy Expo, which is happening next year. So I've been doing it since 2015, but because of COVID, I stopped. But now we're coming back, and by next year, we're going to do 5 days expo at Landmark. And this is to help people understand that oil is not the only thing that can rise, like help African economy. Creative is the new oil. How do we mine it? People like us have an idea, but we also want to get people to invest in us much more. So that is a hub where all of those conversations, expressions, and awareness will be brought to light. So it's quite a lot of work. But
I thought I had seen it all or heard it all or seen that you've done a lot of work, but it looks like we have just started scratching the surface and you still have thousands and one dream that you want to still express. This is the true definition of different expressions of myself. You want more.
yes.
Well done. You've made women extremely proud all over the world. I will continue to be proud about you. But no pressure, because I mean, sitting down here, I'm like, okay. But I want to slow down.
Yes,
take the one you can do according to your own pace.
Yeah.
But it's beautiful that you can actually live that life and still, get things done and make everybody happy. So it's beautiful.
And rest when you can rest.
Yes.
One of the things that I adopted now is, like I said, soft girl era. I will sleep.
You will sleep
I will
if you
rest.
have to.
Because it's not, God did not design us to overwork before we become, to accomplish. He set everything up for us. It's the mindset and the programming of the world that made us look like we need to suffer
Before
to become. And I'm no more in that space. I'm not suffering for anything anymore. I have it in me, it will flow out and it will flow in.
Beautiful.
And that's where I am in.
Beautiful. I'm going to take you back to your Guinness Book of Record. You actually won the Guinness World Record for the longest dance party with 55 hours and 40 minutes of dancing. Please, can you tell me what gave you that inspiration to actually do that?
It was not my own inspiration.
It wasn't. Okay.
It was Uncle Ben Bruce. Bruce was super birdie. At that time, Nigeria was not given like good review globally because of our government at that time. So he wanted something to just lighten the mood. Like, what can we do to just put Nigeria in a good place, on the map, in a good space? And the next thing he asked me, how long have you danced for? How long can you dance for? I'm like, what's on your mind, bro? And I was like, there's a record. We can break a record. We can break a record. And a year later, he has gotten the whole documentation, paperwork, and everything like that. And I was like, let's do it. And I did not even plan to participate. I brought my own dancers. I was helping with the coordination, making sure that the right kind of people were selected, because we auditioned 120 people through a marathon.
Wow.
So a marathon will give you an idea that your heart, that if you're physically fit enough to do that. And because it wasn't really about dance, it was really about lasting with it. So you could move, but we're not judging your dancing skills. We're judging your stamina. And that is how, I think last minute, when there was a crew, we divided into 4 teams that was simultaneously taking a chance, which was allowed. So that if one team fails, another team is still running. So one of the team didn't have a complete member, which was a zebra team. And I was like, you know what, Kaffy, just join. I think since I already registered doing the marathon.
Since you've been training them.
I'm just putting their mind in the right space. I was like, okay, I'll just join that team. And that is how I joined the team. And that is how.
So was it a team effort? I thought it was an individual effort.
Team.
It was a team effort.
I think that was the first time God really taught me how to be a leader. Because how do you lead people that you don't even know their capacity, but you all need to go to the same finish line? That was one of the toughest things I've ever done as a human being.
And you literally danced.
Yeah, because I don't even know who the remaining, I think out of the 40 people or the 30 people in my crew, there were only 8 of them that were my dancers, because we spread everybody around. The remaining 20-something people, I don't know who they were. I cannot vouch for them. And if you lose 7 members, you are out. So I had to ensure that I engage people enough, mind, body and spirit, to keep going. And that was where I think God tested that leadership skill for me. That must
have been very difficult.
Very
you're
difficult.
not relying on yourself now.
No,
you're relying
on others. So being a leader, that is what being a leader is. Relying on others for your own success. Because if they fail, you fail.
You fail.
That was tough. Individual is easier. Even that you tire, you go. That one, everybody must not tire. People are almost delusional, and you have to go and wake them up while they are standing. Their eyes are open, but they have gone.
Are you serious?
I'm telling you, you walk to one of your members and the person is like this.
They were doing like that.
They were like,
they couldn't move.
Move. I'm like, I'm moving now.
Well, I never saw that video, but I think it would be a good watch. I think it would be something to really laugh. Because I can't even imagine after 24 hours what they would do.
You think 24 hours is not plenty until they put a clock in front of you and start counting. I say you dance like go and come back. You dance 12:01.
That's not moved.
And you go and you think I've danced for 5 hours. You come back 12:10.
Only 5 minutes gone.
In the mind, you feel like all the hours. So I had to recalibrate my mental clock to be 4 hours. So my mind does not think the clock has moved until I see from 12, maybe 12, then I see 3, then I see 6, then I see 9, then I see 12. So that's when I know that we've danced. If not, nah.
Wow, well done. At least you put us on the map at that time, and you're still putting us on that map for so many other reasons.
Guinness World Record, though.
I know.
The record says they are tired of Nigerians.
They are tired of us. We have broken all the books.
Oh my God, the book
We've done the book.
The book is tearing up right now.
They say very soon they will add Nigeria to the front.
They have to.
Nigeria Guinness Book of Records.
Yes.
But it's interesting. I think Nigerians, we have this tenacity to just do more. We just like to do more.
For me, I want to look at it from another perspective. There's a cry of being seen by an average Nigerian. So sometimes people want to insult those that are going for the game. Where you want? Now I want to keep the book. Now I want to keep the book. Let's look at what is intrinsically happening.
That's true.
And average Nigerians want to be heard or seen, and it also so that we have a lot that we're doing. We're traumatized. We need a lot of healing.
Are we going to go into politics right now? I think we should leave that one because that
I
would
am the government. I ran myself. I just told Nigerians, if you want to fix Nigeria, you need to assume that role of governance from every individual. There's no superhero coming anywhere. We need to be our own superhero. Like, why are you trying to superhero outside when even the house girl in your house you're not treating right, or your gate man, or the security man, or just common people you meet in the supermarket, you're not even nice to them. So what is going to make Nigeria nice? A leader? Is it T-Pain that coming to your house to insult you? Or on the street? Because that's the name tag now for the president.
Oh my God.
But I'm saying the president is not in your house. It's not there when you are being not nice, when you're being rude, or when you're being unkind. The president is not there when you can see that somebody could take, you have like 10 bags of rice in your house, but you cannot even help somebody with a cup. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I think the humanity in us needs to grow beyond us needing, yes, there's a place for governance and leadership, but there's a place for being human. And I think in this very moment where the economy is biting, is the most we need to be human.
Yes, you're sure. I mean, what you're saying is
because that's all
correct.
we have.
It's a no-brainer. But it seems to be extremely difficult because even the rich, I would say not the normal rich, maybe I wouldn't talk politics right now, but let me leave that. Okay, Kaffy, seeing dance as a tool for empowerment.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you give me an instance whereby you actually saw somebody's life transform through dance?
Many. The first woman that I had an encounter with was at the National Stadium. She had low self-esteem and confidence issues. She was always coming to class draped in extra bogus outfit because she wasn't body confident. Then I remember her taking the classes often, and gradually the clothes were shrinking. And it doesn't mean that the body has shrunk, but the mindset towards herself had changed. That was one of the reasons why I said, I'm going to do this.
Wow.
Because I looked at it, I said, I wanted to be an aeronautic engineer because I felt Nigeria was lacking enough aeronautic engineers in the aviation industry. So I wanted to fill a space where they needed a solution. When I saw this, I was like, if I was an engineer doing aerodynamics, I'm not going to be there to see the expression of the human being that enters their aircraft. I'll probably be locked up in one office and all that. But I am seeing real life what I'm doing. Change somebody from a frown to a smile. That is where I want to be. So that gave me that feeling that I could do that. Then the next weekend, another lady said, come, my back pain that I had before is no more. I'm like, are you serious? This is doing something. And I had a girl who was a stripper saying that I went with a friend, a couple, one time. They wanted to go and see what the strip club thing was like. By the time I entered the strip club, all the strippers wanted to strip for me.
Why?
Out of honor and all of that. Like,
because of
my
Kaffy.
God, yes, because I came in. So all the men didn't even get lap dance. It's me that they were lapping
You're
dance.
joking.
I am telling you. So at some point, I was dancing in front of the table with my friends.
Several years ago.
Yes, years ago. I was dancing with some friends, and I was dancing, and nobody was watching the ladies on the pole anymore. They were watching me that I was wearing clothes. I was just dancing my own. So some of the strippers now came down and said that they want to join my school, that if they didn't have to be naked to dance, they would rather do that. You understand?
Wow.
I've also seen girls who used to prostitute themselves come to my school and say they would rather do that. You understand? So I have first-handedly been
seeing a lot of people's life transform.
Yes, you understand? It's also not easy to work within those kind of people because they have their drama and their trauma also coming in. I lived a life without boundaries, so I didn't know how to. I want to love everybody, but it's not easy to love everybody like that. So I had to learn the hard way how to help and protect myself
at the same time.
At the same time, because that was not. I was susceptible to a lot of situations because it's not their fault. It's their lifestyle they know. So when they come around you, sometimes they want to do the same thing with the artists and all of that. You know, yes, they are protected now, but they feel like that part of them sometimes doesn't leave them totally. You understand what I'm saying? They are now in a space that doesn't judge them that much, but I'm quite disciplined about moral standards when it comes to that. So sometimes that feels like a cage around their neck sometimes. So, but I've grown better now to know how to handle scenarios like that and still protect my home, protect myself in that regard. So I have seen transformational journeys in men and in women using dance as an empowerment tool, especially guys that want to go into stealing and other bad things, and knowing that, man, if I can dance and earn a living, why do I have to join that? Why do I have to do Yahoo? Why do I have to do all of that? Except for those that have greed, or I won't say greed just innately. Some of them are under the pressure of home to bring more.
Exactly.
Yeah, so family.
So dance has been like an escape route for them.
Yes.
To find a profession
ma'am.
and get paid rather than doing all the negative things that they were already doing.
Yes.
I think that's
reduces it, because some don't stop, but it reduces it. It reduces it drastically.
So you've really seen a lot, I can imagine. Yes. But it's really so tricky, but at the same time you're doing such a good service to the world, trying to help them find another voice, another outlet, another way of doing things. So I think at the end of the day, you are the one who's actually carrying a lot of burden.
It's a lot because you literally have to embody their pain. And I'm you know, I used to say I'm an empath. Right now, I'm not an empath
anymore.
I can be empathetic. So because I am learning boundaries, and I'm also learning boundaries to protect myself. Because if I don't protect myself, I can't do much more. So it's just been that journey where God has done His bit to help protect, nurture, and position one to be able to do more, and see those that are still struggling, not from a place of judgment, but that they're also on their journey. I've seen people that have even left me in a very bad state, go into the world, do whatever they want to do, realize, and come back and say, I thought I knew better. I'm sorry. And sometimes that brings peace to your heart.
Yes,
knowing that you had good intentions.
We've had a lot of that. I mean, if you run a business, you would have a lot of that.
That you had good intentions. They didn't understand it. They took it, and now they're back to say, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So that brings peace to your heart sometimes.
You didn't. It wasn't that wrong or that bad.
Yes.
Okay. So you have worked with global icons, including Kelly Rowland in Love Like a Movie.
Yes.
And you've done some work with Silverbird, the 50th anniversary. Yeah. What are some of the lessons that you've learned working with these international brands?
A lot of the very amazing ones are well-grounded, very disciplined people than even the youngsters that I meet nowadays. The older generation artists are well-grounded. Kelly Rowland is absolutely beautiful.
What did you do for her?
Gorgeous. Gorgeous. She came with her choreographer, but we had to train dancers that she had to work with before she got here in Nigeria.
Okay.
So we had to put them at a standard where she can work with them. So our choreographer came to show some styles, some moves that she knew, so that the dancers can also learn. So that's how we worked together. For Ciara, I had to teach her some local dances.
Was it that they wanted to do Afrobeat kind of dancing?
Yeah, at that time we were trying to create a synergy for her sound and the audience. So we took a little bit from her and a little bit from us. And that's how the merger occurred. When Ciara came, Afrobeat was already becoming a thing, so she really just wanted to learn all the dance. So I had to teach her.
You taught Ciara. Oh my God!
Yes.
Are you not starstruck?
No, I have a way to control myself when it comes to that kind of thing, and we bonded really quickly, and it was smooth. And I like these are women that I respect.
Exactly.
So
but you enjoyed every moment of it.
Every moment with them. Every moment with them. Working with even some international, even males. You just found out that these people deserve that stardom that they have. It's forget the glitz and glam.
Yeah. You've seen it.
Oh my God, they embody the work.
Their
work ethics are awesome.
Join us on Omon's Couch, where inspiration meets action. If you are a remarkable entrepreneur or a career giant with a unique story to share, we want to hear from you. Become our guest on Omon's Couch and empower others with your journey, experiences, and valuable insights. Use the link provided in the description below to apply for yourself or nominate someone who deserves to be on this show. Let's inspire together.
I know our Nigerian artists are trying, but Momo, compared to that, they do a lot. You understand? And some of our artists have realized that and are already emulating. Because there's some artists that
stepping up
I
now.
love to work with them because of their work ethic. Like Flavor, his work ethic is crazy.
Are you serious?
He doesn't wait till show before he rehearses. P Square is like that. You're wear like that. You understand what I'm saying? So I've worked with a lot of artists that their work ethics make you proud to want to work with them.
And it makes your work easy.
It makes it easy because the spirit is aligned towards perfection, towards service. As an artist, I always tell people, don't just come on stage and people pay so much money to come and see you. It's a service to them to do your best to give back to them. That is your own give back. You understand? Don't just over glorify yourself, put yourself on the pedestal and think that the audience are
doing you a favor.
No. The same way Michael Jackson will do like this and people are fainting. He practiced the faint. He practiced the moment. He put that entire moment together so you can faint. Do you get what I'm saying? It was
That's the truth.
Yeah, so yeah.
Amazing. Oh my God, I'm just in awe of listening to your inspiring story, how you have transformed the industry of dance and how you continue to evolve in this
now in
this
movies,
space.
I'm coming up a movie set. Yeah, I'm a movie Funky.
And that's what I'm telling you, you need to rest. I don't know how else to tell you, but I know you have to do more and we are cheering you on. But it's a lot.
I'm actually planning a vacation. Like just me solo. Let me just go out.
So how do you actually distress?
Well, for me,
when
I do, it's a daily thing. It's imbibed in my daily routine.
Okay.
I wake up at 5. I listen to sermons. I meditate.
At 5?
Yes.
When do you sleep?
Sometimes I try to go to bed. Sometimes when I go to bed at 10, I'm awake at 4.
10 is quite early.
Yes. And sometimes when I don't sleep at 12, maybe I sleep at 12, 1 a.m. because of work or whatever, I extend my sleep time. So I will still wake up at that 5 because of those things I do, but I'll go back to sleep.
Okay.
I go back to bed. So I spend like 2 hours to myself between 5 and 7 a.m. meditating, listening to podcasts that will enrich my mind, you know, being in that vibration of high frequency, detoxing my mind from anything that is
every day.
Every day. I've been doing that now for over 4 years. And before then, I've been on a self-awareness journey for over 8 years now. I work with Infon Epo as well at the Discovery Center. I work with Larry Olushola as well. I work with a lot of people when it comes to growing myself.
Oh, Larry Olushola.
Yes, okay. I work with him as well. And I also have people that God has pushed me towards their ministry, like Miles Monroe, Bishop T.D. Jakes at some point.
You'd listen to their sermons and all. Yes, their
sermons and all. So, like, when you're on a journey like that, God has a way of navigating you, like pushing you around. Then I started going deep into spiritual, esoteric understanding, knowledge, knowing the Bible beyond just what they are teaching us in church and understanding the Word of God deeper so that I can find the God in me more.
And having a deeper relationship
with God. I always wanted that as a child. So, but I've always been seeing that from an exto version of it, but I want to see from an eso version inside. And that has been another journey on its own. And on deprogramming myself from the programming that childhood brought up, society brought up, culture brought up, and finding the true self, which I think is the essence of living.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So well put together. I couldn't have had better words to actually put that together. God obviously has a hand in your life. He obviously has, you have to actually carrying the grace of His essence. And I know that we still have a lot to to open up, to unbundle.
Yes.
As this brand called Kaffy,
Yes.
the legend in dancing and performance and everything beautiful.
Oh, yes, sir.
Well done, well done. We are not done with you yet.
Okay.
We're going to be asking you another question.
Okay. I'm all here.
So now we've talked about entertainment, we talked about the creative. Now we're going to the fitness side. You actually started talking about fitness.
Yes, ma'am.
So now as a fitness coach and advocate, how has the fitness lifestyle, how has it played a role in your life? How?
Major role. It helped me find myself back, because I also battled a lot of self-esteem issues, because as a child I was bullied for my size. I used to be very tiny. Then,
Tinier than this?
yes, so I was very skinny. Then, you know, as a child, when you're skinny, they'll call you kokoro, termite. Then they'll say the thicker kids are the one with better flesh. Then as you grew up into a teenager, and I became a size 16, I was really big. I was really fat, like I was really big.
You became a size 16.
Yes, then I started getting
in
the whole...
this world.
Yes, so.
I never knew.
I started getting the whole... see your stomach, see as a big.
Can you imagine? The
So
world will
I didn't
never
know-
be okay.
Yes, I didn't know which one. If it's big, there's complaint. If it's slim, you complain. So
16.
that messed me up a little bit. And the journey of finding myself, going slim, going big, going back slim, and I found that an average woman was also going through some of those situations. And I found dance as an outlet that was less demanding mentally. It was fun. It was doing like 360 degrees. It was healing you, giving you a better view of yourself, because dance would bring out confidence. Then it was also helping me be in shape. I said, this is the best form of exercise. So I took it to the national stage. We were doing it for free. Started with a few women and grew the class to about 150 people. Then I got my first major client, Mrs. Leganza, Miss Okoya.
Okay.
You understand? And from there I started getting then I had a dream gym that I wanted to work at, Proflex, before it closed down. And I started working at Proflex for some years, and that was where I accommodated my academy as well. Then I went into OSU. When I got into Ogun State University, I started doing the fitness thing at the court, so for the sports department. And before I know it, when I got back to the National Stadium, the basketball federation got a hold of that and started pushing me through that. Before I knew it, people started teaching me basketball. Before I knew it, I became a basketball, captain.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I developed the first female basketball
God.
team in OSU. So through fitness, I became popular first through fitness.
Wow.
Before dance, yes.
Are you serious?
Yes, I got a scholarship through fitness. Yes, I was the best, most promising player and the best camper, most disciplined camper at the Olumide Oyedeji NBA basketball camp.
I'm in shock. How do you play basketball?
My sister, I
Are they not
basketball.
supposed to be 6 feet?
No. I played the point guard. Point guards don't have to
Okay.
be very, very tall.
Okay.
And I was good as defense.
Okay.
And again, without defense, you don't win a game. So I was a very good defensive.
You are just breaking all the ceiling, whether
So
you
there's
have
one thing you need
the
to know
height
about
or
me.
not.
There's
You
one
will
thing
do
about
it.
me. If I put my mind in something, I will excel at that thing. And before you know it, people will be seeing me from a place of the highest order of that thing. It's a grace. For instance, I just started tennis last year. My entire community in my estate are begging me to enter the tournament. The moment I hold the run, see the way you are playing. I said, I came for fun. I said, no, this is not fun. So anything I pick up,
You do it well.
I do it well. So it's a grace. Even my kung fu teacher is like, I must take you for competition. I say, at what age? He said, no, you do not. At this age, if you go to competition, you will break, you will win. He said, why must I be winning anything? I'm like, I just wanted to just do kung fu.
Have fun.
So basketball was that thing that, helped me, catapult me into fame again through fitness, because I was doing fitness and I was the one that in the whole camp, I would make sure everybody's warmed up and everything like that. Before I knew it, I started playing basketball. Before I knew it, I started getting an award in basketball. My first ever scholarship for my basketball, I used that money to pay for my fitness training certificate.
Wow.
Yes, and that was in Arizona, but it was online.
Okay.
So they'll send you that's when there was tips. They'll send you tips, they'll send you the books and everything. I'm even recertifying again this year, as I guess next year, because every 2 years you need
You
to
have to
do
recertify.
things have changed. So you have to get yourself, abreast to the new science of fitness and wellness. So I am very big on the wellness of a woman. And that's why under Ijoda means Ijoda in Yoruba, means dance is good. Then it also means where is the dance? So my client will say Ijoda, because I found out that dance got me, Yes, Ijoda.
Ijoda.
So I started pushing the Ijoda fitness journey. I had a fitness DVD that time that sold out on Conga.
Wow.
Right? I do fitness tours. I've done in the US, I've done in the UK, I've done in Nigeria. I go to Abuja. I've been to Benin, Owerri, Warri, Port Harcourt.
You're so busy.
Yes, so I did all of that period. But I rested a bit in the last 2 years as a fitness trainer. I was just doing online courses. During COVID was when God gave me the vision to go tech, because I didn't know women, my programs could work without meeting you one-on-one. So because of COVID, people were in tune to online classes,
had to innovate.
virtual classes, and I found out that I had a 97% success rate with all the women that came on my 90 days bomb challenge. It's called bomb best of my body challenge that I did during
Best of my body.
the bomb, because I want to make it a bomb.
Yeah.
So I had Ijoda best of my body during COVID. That was successful, and because of that I decided to continue to modify it and see what areas that women are having issues and how do we provide solutions. So right now I'm about to launch what I call Transform Her 100. It's a 100-day transformation program. It's virtual, but it has everything. It's a 360 degrees training program. So it takes care of your body. You will lose weight up to 14 kilograms if you follow through.
A lot of exercise.
Yes, but dance, fitness, strength training, and we also have the healing part of it. And this time I've introduced newly the Feminine Energy course, so that women can come to that place. There's one thing to come and want to shed weight. I do not want to promote weight loss any longer. Weight loss is not the issue anymore. It's the weight loss in the mind is what we should lose. Every woman has a right to be beautiful in whatever shape she's in. You need to love your body in the current shape you are in to become any other shape you want to become. And this whole craze of body modification, and the mind is not modified, you're still going to feel you're not beautiful.
You're not beautiful, exactly.
So I want to modify the mind of women, accept the body that they are in, so that they can now evolve into the body that they desire. And another thing is, women need healing. I also believe that if we can intentionally heal women, families will be better. We will have better men in the society. We will have better kids being raised. We will have better homes being formed.
Yes.
Because a woman that doesn't take rubbish should not have a rubbish man in the house in the first place. It will challenge the men. Yes, men have work they need to do. I cannot speak for a man. I want a man to work on a man. I'm a woman. I believe that I can work on the mind of a woman to make better decisions, because I had to face the demons of succumbing to certain decisions that had led me to a place. Okay, I'm divorced now. If I knew better, if I knew what I knew now, I would have done better or chosen better, right? So
made better choices.
So not because the other person is bad. It might be bad for me, but good for somebody else.
Exactly.
But because I will have made a choice that will allow me to thrive better in a holy matrimony than I'm in now. And we need to own up to our mistakes unapologetically, and also rise into the feminine energy that we are in, that is not in competition with mankind.
Not at all.
But is there to complement and nurture mankind. And if we can sit in that energy, if we can wear our crown properly, even the quality of men we will attract will be different, because there are beautiful men out there. There are quality men out there.
And there's always one for every woman.
Yes.
That's actually
as long as you are called for marriage. Because I don't believe everybody is called for marriage. Not every man is, and not every woman is.
And not everyone is interested in marriage.
And not everybody is interested in marriage. Not everybody that is married will have kids. And not everybody that has kids wants to get married.
Right.
So it's really about, for me, it's really about nurturing beautiful human minds. If we can do that, whether you're single, married, divorced or not, are you a good human being? Are you kind? And if you are kind, you will not want to hurt anybody, let alone abuse anybody. So,
well done. Very well said. Very well said. And you've actually also become a motivational speaker.
Yes, I am.
And you're only speaking to young creatives out there.
Yes.
What lessons or what tips would you want to give the young creatives who are listening to you today on Omon's Couch?
Wow. Thank you for this privilege and this honor. For me, I would say find yourself unapologetically first, and allow life to flow through you to take you through the journey of becoming. Most of the time we're in a hurry and we interfere with life's process. And that is where we find resistance, that is where we find suffering, that is where we find pain. Pain is information. Pain is a gift as much as joy. You know, embrace the shadows as much as the light. Okay? In the pain is an information for where the better version of you lies. And no matter how thick the darkness is, it's a guarantee there's a bright light at the end of it. And no matter how bright the sun is, guaranteed that the cloudy day is gathering. So just be prepared. Life is a beautiful journey.
Beautiful.
And whatever it is you are facing is part of life. I know some of you have it hard than the other. But guess what? As much as I have said, why me, Lord? God has looked at me and said, why not you? Because I am here because of someone like you.
Profound.
Yeah.
Amazing. Well said. Everything. I think, wow, this is more like a spiritual journey.
It is.
This is more like a self-realization journey, getting aware of who you are, what you want to be, and who you want to become. Is far more important than any other thing in this world. And I think that's what I'm hearing from you more than anything else that any entrepreneur has actually said. Your focus is about you, me, who am I, what am I? If you can answer those questions, then I'll be okay. Yes. Then I can give.
We're given empty. A lot of us are empty. We are. We are. We came to this world and the world sucked out life from us, and we are now just trying to feel. But there's so much taken already. So we need to pour from a place of fullness.
Yes.
Where do you find fullness? Not from validation from others. I was a helpless people pleaser. But where does that come from? A place that you needed to perform to gain love. When love abided in you all the while. We don't even know how to love ourselves until someone says they love us. We don't know how to praise ourselves until we get accolades outside. So we need to reverse engineer our mindset towards self, that you are enough by virtue of existence. Nothing more, nothing less.
Wow. We are enough by virtue of our existence. Did you get that?
Yes.
You don't need anything more to validate you.
That's why Christ, when he was tested, when Christ was tested by the devil says that he should bow to him and he will give him the entire world. And Christ says, what's the value? What profits a man if he gains the whole world at the expense of the soul? He didn't say at the expense of a man in Bugatti. He didn't say at the expense of somebody that has 10 houses in Lekki. He said at the expense of his soul. Meaning, as you are naked like that, you are more valuable than somebody riding a Range Rover that drives past you. Because if you feel like that, you are like that. That man riding a Range Rover has an issue that is going to make him hang himself inside his palace. Whereas you in your one bedroom, you're happy.
And we're wondering why.
This shows that money doesn't even guarantee happiness. It's the state of mind. Once you are at peace. How many of us have found that peace? We are clothing it with expensive clothes, but we are still not at peace.
Interesting. And I'm so proud of you. I'm in awe of your self-awareness. And it's more like, it's something I think a lot of people need to hear more than even, oh, you need to do this point, do this to get this, do this to acquire this, but it's more about self. And I think, yes, as you rightly said, all the good and the bad in this world today are all about self. If people knew better or were confident about themselves, even the evil that they perpetrate against others will not even be happening.
They will not be there
in the first place.
Yeah.
So we need to really get that right. And it's really beautiful that you've been able to speak to it.
And something that I found out, which I found out recently, I'm adapting it in my mindset. You know, people always think that the opposite of love is hate. The opposite of love is fear. The only reason why you are jealous, resentful, hateful, whatever, you're afraid that you are missing out on something, that they have. You're afraid that something is not enough, it's fear. And God said, I did not give you the spirit of fear, but of love and of a sound mind. So that means that I want to reverse engineer what is making you uncomfortable about life or anybody. Find a sound mind so that you can find love, so you can find peace.
So the word, even the cure of this statement you just said is even in the Bible already.
It is there.
Everything is already there.
Yes.
Wow, this Bible is really powerful.
That's why I say when you start going into the esoteric meaning, the word opens up to you beyond just the surface meaning of it.
Interesting. So, Kaffy, I've really enriched my mind, my body, and my soul. I think the only part now is the exercise. I don't want to confess here, but exercise and me are like not 5 or 6. That means we're actually good. Yeah. We are like polar opposites.
But if your diet is good, it's fine.
And I love to dance.
Yes.
Oh yes, I told you. Yes. I love to dance a lot.
So dancing is good. Just add strength training,
but not to do it as a sport.
Just add strength training to your daily routine.
Okay.
2-3 times a week is enough.
Okay.
Then you eat right and you are fine. You don't need to over exercise. You don't need to. Just strength training, eat right, dance when you feel like it.
Exactly. Well done. We have the legend who is still here. And now to wrap it up, I'm going to be asking you, what does Kaffy, this massive brand, have in store for the near future? Where do you see yourself in 5 years? What do you have in the books, in the works that is coming up? Just let us know, just share a bit if you can.
Yeah, I did already. The Kaffy Creative Expo is one of my biggest work yet, and it's coming up on the 6th to 10th of August next year, 2025. It's also a celebration of my 25th year in the industry.
In the creative industry?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. Then I'm launching Transform Her, which is a program I told you for women, Transform Her 100. I want healing and wellness to be attainable to the middle class, to all women of all classes. So Transform Her 100 is that haven where you can get all your needs for your body, mind, and spirit, but at a very cheap rate. That's 1,000 naira a day.
Wow.
So yeah, but we have different tiers. So there's some women that will be like, oh, I want extra special. So yes, we have the 3K per day, we have the 5K per day, but 1,000 naira per day. But we are also getting a lot of international coaches that has also helped me. So I've reached out to them. I said, look, we need to help the community of women in Africa. Can you donate your time, your resources to this platform? And they've all agreed to participate. Wow. So we have a lot of coaches that I looked up to, or I also engaged their services, coming to say, you know what, we're going to support you on this journey, and we're going to have a major conference next year.
Oh, yeah, wonderful. I hope to be part of that conference.
Yes.
I mean, of course, I'm just saying I hope to be part of it, and in any way we can assist.
Yes, please.
We'll definitely be there.
I need all the help I can get. This also tell Nigerians, I need all the donations, I need all the help, all the support. Donation doesn't have to be monetary alone. You could be donating in kind, you can donate in products. We want to help a lot of young people. We have 5 days of the festival, of the expo, and each day kind of like caters to different people. We have a day for children, we have a day for women, we have a day for economic conversations. We have 5 days of exploring African creative space. North, South, East, and West Africa will be represented in the expo itself. So, and we have opportunities for scholarships for young people, and anything that anybody can bring on board, we are open to the support system. So it's not just money, it's what you have, it's who knows who, it's structure, it's parastatal, it's anything. Yes.
Anything that will help.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Kaffy. Your dreams are valid. Your dreams need to be heard, and I'm sure the world's going to support you. I mean, you've already reached out to the outside world, and they said they will be there for you. I'm sure we are going to be there for you. Your friends are going to be there for you. People who don't even know you but know your work are going to be there for you. So we are rooting for you, and I'm sure we're going to hit every milestone that you have planned to hit in 2025 coming up. So we've heard it all. We've heard from the legend Kaffy, who has broken all the glass ceilings and who is still breaking those glass ceilings. I'm here begging her to actually slow down, but she seems not to take that into consideration. So I will leave her. She wants to become more, and all her dreams are valid. So we are going to be supporting her through her journey, through nice comments. I'm actually stressing this because people, oh my God, social media, you guys are not kind to anybody. So, but here we're going to be kind, and we're going to make sure that Kaffy gets to live up to all the dreams that she has planned for the year and years to come. So thank you very much, Kaffy, for coming.
Thank you for having me.
And we are going to the fun segment of this interview. We're going to be asking her just one trivia question, and hopefully Kaffy, the Dr. Kaffy, will be able to answer. Let's put on your doctor cap right now. Okay, she's ready. And the question goes like this. How many dots are on a pair of a dice?
How many dots are on a pair of dice?
Yes, how many dots are on a pair of dice?
A pair
of
dice?
Yeah.
Hey, that's in calculation. No? So we have one.
She's intelligent.
I have the
She even
calculator.
knows. Some people didn't even understand.
No, 1, 2, that is 3. 3, that is 6. 4, that's 10. 5, that's 9. 9 and 6, that is 14, Abi. 9 plus 5. Abi, am I not
Yeah,
right?
9 plus
5 is
5.
14. So on pair will be 28.
No.
Should be 28.
No,
I didn't get that.
I think the calculation was wrong.
I think the calculation was wrong. Okay,
Yeah.
hold on. So we have 1 to 6. So I have to calculate 1 to 6. So 6 plus 5, 11. 5 plus 4.
9.
Sorry, 11 plus 4,
Uh-huh.
15. That's what I was supposed to be.
Yeah.
6 plus 5, 11. 11 plus 4, 15. 15 plus 3, 18. 18 plus 2, 20. 20 plus 1, 21.
Hey.
Times 2, 42.
Wow,
Forty
you are really a professor. You actually got it right. It's
Yes,
42 dots on a
42
pair
dots.
of dice.
Yes, and my daughter makes sure I play Ludo with her almost
Oh
every
my
week.
God,
So
that's sick.
yeah, I have to calculate.
You really got it right. Well done, well done. She's a brain in every way. And well done. Thank you so much for coming on Mama's Couch.
Thank you.
We had the privilege of hosting you, and we are very, very happy to have had you.
Thank
And we've
you.
learnt a lot, and we'll
Thank
continue
you.
to learn from you.
Thank you for having this platform. There's not enough of it. We just need to continue to inspire the world, to heal the world, to grow the world, to embrace the world. So thank you.
Thank you so much for that. Thank you for the feedback.
Yes.
Thank you. Thanks for watching Mama's Couch. I'm sure you're eager for another inspiring story. So click here to watch another episode or click here to subscribe. I will see you in the next video.